And I set my smile on a windowsill, keep singing my song like a whippoorwill. In the morning, babe, when the sun comes, I'll be gone. Can you feel that fire burning like acetylene right through my prison wall? Can you feel, Lord, can you feel that fire burning like acetylene right through my prison walls?
It was like the end of tour happened. It was 8 months of just like being bottled up with a bunch of people in a bus, and we just thought it would be super fun way to spend like a week just like on our motorcycles riding down. But I got so busy that I never got time to like learn how to ride my motorcycle. And so what happened is a week ago from this moment here, I got on my bike for the very first time, and I rode it for about 10 minutes and thought, all right, I'm comfortable going about 40 miles an hour. Then I rode it the next day for a few minutes, and then we left. It just kind of turned into this epic trip of can we make it? Can we have fun along the way and just camp and ride our bikes and go slow and get lost? And it was just like, it was tight.
Laura, how far are they gonna make it?
Probably like 40%.
Goodbye, enjoy your business trip. I've got my +1 RSVP. This house don't get lonely when you're away. Now, girl, that wouldn't be no fun. I just got one simple thing to tell you. They don't make queen beds for one. They ain't made for one.
Yeah, the camp spots were maybe even the best part. I think camping might have been just as much fun as riding our bike because you're just like hanging out with your friends, like listening to Evan play his guitar and sing his sad, he calls it emo music for redneck kids. I like to think it's the heart. He's the heart and soul of the Great Plains is really what he's doing. He's captured the heart and soul of us Midwest kids. But I think it's fun because the trips, you know, like these motorcycle trips and camping trips and like these adventures, a lot of people think it costs a ton of money. It costs like $3 to fill this thing up with gas, and it's, you know, we split the tent, everybody's sleeping in tents and hammocks, and like it doesn't cost money, you know, like it costs money, but these adventures aren't crazy expensive, you know, you just need some friends that are willing to like get gnarly for a while and ride their bikes and like be down for not having a plan, and just the plan is to just get to the next place and then wake up the next day and do it again, and like the camping part is just as much fun as the riding your bike part.
On the outside of Western, in my buddy's old sedan, we get high and look at highways and talk like older men. We were sad and we were angry, but mostly we were young, and I failed, I think, to recognize myself for what I was in my time. Well, Pa just sold the house, Mama moved to town. Half the places I remember look to me to be falling down. I got one friend on the bottle, I got another selling bills, but the rest of them are doing well out working in the fields. All the old familiar stories are coming to an end, like Grandpa sitting in his chair and talking shit with him. But the day will come, I realize where it all starts again.
We all look out the window and you could like see it. Like there was just this big like thunderstorm coming in. And we all kind of freaked and we're like, all right, like we gotta leave right now to get in front of this. So we started riding our bikes. So we start going and like a mile down the road, we all look to our right and there's this like huge like dust tornado thing. That's not like a real tornado, but it's just like a big giant dust cyclone just like going across this empty, unplanted field. And Evan just turned around and looked at me and told me to pull my face mask down and just went like this, gave me the thumbs up, turned around, and we all just got in line. And we get to Wright, Arkansas, which is like a 4-house town in the middle of nowhere on this sketchy highway. And we go to pull over and stop to make sure everybody's good. And I'm like stopping and I hear a bike tire lock up behind me and it makes that like noise. And then all of a sudden I look in my mirror and I just see Caden in the air, like airborne and just like coming towards me, and he just hits and lands on his hip, crosses his arm and just like starts sliding. Like he somehow hit, slid and was fine, like 100% fine. His bike, however, is not. So we take our bikes into this like abandoned shed in the middle of nowhere. So we just like loaded everything in, strapped the bikes down, and we drove until like almost 5 o'clock in the morning. Dudes, like 3 dudes sleeping in one of the beds, a guy in the bunk, 2 guys I was in a hammock inside the tiny home. People were like laying everywhere. It was just crazy, it was a total mess, but we just like, everybody fell asleep, slept a couple hours, got up, got on our bikes and just were like, all right, let's do this. You go the wrong way? So like one of the best parts about this trip to New Orleans is the crew's getting bigger. And so Kayleen was the tour DJ and now she's working full time. So she's moving to Nebraska. So she lives down here in Louisiana and she's moving from Louisiana up to Nebraska. So we're picking up all our stuff, we're throwing it in the trailer and in the tiny home and we're moving all of our stuff up to Nebraska. But it's so cool that like to have these experiences and to see the crew growing from people from like Denver and New Orleans and everywhere just moving to Nebraska to come be a part of what we're building and what's going on. And so it was tight, but it's we like New Orleans. We like it here a lot.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I know you. There you go. 2 hands. All right.
Take it out.
Oh, look at that!
You do that.
You have to show me like 100 times.
Hey, walk me through. What do I do?
There you go.
Oh, it's so good.
What do I do?
Is it good?
The cool part about this trip is like everybody kind of custom built their own bike, and so there's not a lot of like, you know, these are old bikes, they're not meant to do this, like these aren't expensive bikes. We just scrapped it together and did it kind of our way. And so we started this thing that we're hyped on, and we're calling it Acre and Oil, a collection of friends who just want to ride their bikes that we built ourselves and just have a ton of fun. I think for me, the thing that I love the most about this is like, you don't have to be like rich, you don't have to be crazy, you don't have to be anything, you just have to be like willing to try, and like you got to be down for the experience, and you got to be down for like not always having a plan and not always knowing what's going to happen and not always expecting every day to be perfect. Like every day isn't going to be perfect, and bikes break down and people fall and stuff happens, or it starts to rain, and like the perfect trip or the perfect vacation doesn't exist. But that's not the point. Like the point is you're supposed to have this journey and this experience, and like I'm going to be able to sit back 20 years from now and I'm going to know that I didn't waste any time.
Mother, may I rest my head.
So you're like carving through these insane mountains, like you're switching back, going back and forth, and those guys are all with you, and it's like there is zero things like it in the world. Like I think that is my biggest love for it.
Hell yeah, brother. I think I remember when I was a kid, like the people that I always looked up to were people who had a story to tell. I want to have a good story to tell, like I want to have a good memory, I want to have a good experience, so yeah, I'll spend money on that all day. Like, yeah, I think that's got the most return.
And hopefully we'll just break even.
We're just out here to break even.
Sunshine when my baby's gone. I don't get lonely when she leaves. Kiss goodbye, enjoy your business trip. I've got my +1 RSVP.